Let me Hello, people. Hi. Get all my stuff a little closer here.
I can't read from here. So. I don't have my glasses on.
You don't have to read. You don't gotta care. You don't gotta care, buddy. Trust me. All right. Look, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. I don't want to hurt these. I'm gonna put them right here.
Oh, all right.
And let me give you your lighter.
Thanks, sir.
Take away your cloves. All right, got my cigarettes. Got my brown cigarettes. All right. What I don't have is like a place to put my beer. Fuck. I don't want to put it between my legs. What's good? Hot. This nigga Yuli.
Oh, Yuli, what's good? Yeah, that's my G right there. What's good?
I know it's my nigga B. I miss that nigga.
He be active on social media.
That nigga, nah, he be active. He do be active, and I'll be fucking at least appreciative that I get to see the nigga on social media. You know what I mean? Know how he's doing this shit. Cause I ain't seen that nigga in forever. That nigga moved, and he's not coming back. You know what I mean?
I remember that night. I spent the night in this crib. What's that in Queens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I was twisted that night. I remember calling
You
shots
got
saying
fucked
like,
up with us.
I'm not coming home tonight. I'm like, look, I'm please. It's crucial.
It was serious
That
that
was
day.
fun though.
Yeah.
Did you have a battle that night or something?
No. Oh wait, no. You're remembering? We were at a bar with Broadway, doing a show for him, and some random nigga wanted to battle, and I bodied that nigga outside. That to this day, Broadway always treats it like Dutch will kill anybody because he killed that nigga like nothing.
Yeah, I do remember that night. That was the same night with this nigga. We had. Was it the same night? Nah. I think it was a nigga whole. When he was wilding, he battled some nigga. Touch a nigga chain and shit. Remember that? You remember that night?
Yeah, but Ho wasn't never fucking good at fucking rapping and shit.
He used to try though.
He would try. He would try. He put in more effort than old fucking Rob and shit. But alright. So anyway. Welcome people.
What up?
Episode 2. Conversations with Dutch. You know what I mean? We had a particular topic in mind for this one. You know what I mean? I got my best friend in the whole fucking wide world in the house. My boy HotRizzo.
What's good?
Hot, say what's up to the people.
What's up to the people?
Work.
What up, y'all?
I think that
I know a few of y'all, you know, I mess up. The squad.
I think I might have too much light right now.
Yeah, I got him. Adjusting the feng shui and shit.
Shit. Word. Alright, so what's good, everybody, yo? What's good to every single person in the motherfucking building?
How many views you got so far?
8. It's the homies. Don't worry about
get to
that.
like
Don't worry
9.
about no fucking. We
Get to like
we don't
15,
care.
start talking shit.
We don't care. No, we're gonna fucking start immediately. So the conversation is fucking JayZ versus Nas. All right, there's a conversation that has been had a million fucking times by a million of us. But the thing is that a lot of times what you have is a very biased fucking environment in New York City, especially. Niggas is toxic in the hood when it comes to hating on successful niggas. And Jay don't ever get to have his fucking just full right due because you got fucking 20 niggas talking about, Nas is the best, Nas is the best. So you got 2 Nas versus JayZ experts because we're both genuine, huge fucking fans of both Nas and Jay fucking Z. Okay? Grow up on both them niggas. He grew up on that nigga Nas more so than me because I was not an Illmatic fan. Illmatic was before my time. It was before I started caring about hip hop. Like, it was my life and it needed to be everything that I've lived and breathed. Illmatic came out in
93,
92, I thought it was.
91, 92.
92.
Yeah.
And it got bootlegged before it came out, so it was really 91. And I was like 11 or 12, you know what I mean? And so, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be, at that time, I was only caring about shit like fucking OPP and fucking hit records and shit. You know what I mean? The shit that played on the radio. That's all that I cared about and shit. Like my fucking titi that used to take care of me gave me Assault with a Deadly Pep on a CD.
Like, that album was hard though. I had that album. I got that album for Christmas. That album was hard as fuck. Right? Assault with a Deadly Pep.
I had Assault with a Deadly Pep.
That album was hard. That had everybody get up on it.
So.
Oh, I'm about to go look for that.
When I really fell in love, like a nigga was born into the culture, being in the Bronx, you fucking have this shit around you every fucking day. Yeah. But I didn't really fucking fall in love with the fucking culture of the fucking everything. Like I didn't fall in love with it genuinely until you hit that age where music starts mattering to you. And for me, it was ready to die. The words start making sense and connecting with life. Yeah. And you swear that like you at 12 or 13, like this 14, like this is my life. And it's like, fam, you're not a fucking rich rapper and shit. You know what I mean? But good for you to feel so, feel so confident and shit. You know what I mean? But so the point is, Illmatic was before my time by like a year or two. You know what I mean? But he was already bumping Illmatic Hard Body. I was fucking more like most people my age. I was more of a fan of It Was Written. And It Was Written was like considered the classic to us. Younger, like a little bit younger than the people that named Illmatic a classic hip-hop fans. You know what I mean? So like all the people that worked at the Source, that gave it 5 mics, and all the people that were like in the streets at that age, like all in high school at that age when Illmatic dropped, they were the ones calling it a classic and naming it a classic. My generation, that was a couple years after, were naming It Was Written a classic and saying that was the classic album that Nas had.
But I think
even though it wasn't considered a 5 mic, it was considered, wasn't it like a 4.5?
I believe.
It was high. It's not like he got disrespected. It was just that, people felt like he went too commercial back then.
Yeah.
Back then.
But I think what it was, why, like you saying, when the younger appreciated It Was Written more. I think because, like you said, you didn't really hear Illmatic, but you heard the talk about Illmatic, like the talk about Nas,
because it didn't play on the radio like that.
Yeah, but
it didn't play on the radio.
You might have heard a song.
And back then in 1992, 1991, there was no internet.
So
you were either super cool and you knew industry people, and you maybe you worked at a record pool as like a street level DJ, which was like you still do parties, and you were like, you did parties and like people, like you weren't huge. It's hard to describe to this generation too how things operated before the internet and before
like them underground stations, them late night stations.
No, but even then there was niggas like fucking Big Cap was around. Big Cap was around with Flex during all that shit. Big Cap was around during Stretch and Bobbito, but he didn't get no props like Stretch and Bobbito, like Flex, let alone like Stretch and Bobbito. You know what I mean? Like people that listen to the radio didn't know either of
Flex started on like mainstream radio. Like he started from the bottom, but it was on a mainstream station where Bobbito and Stretch. They was on college radio or whatever you want to call it, like the underground. You gotta have an extra wire with a fine tune to find it. You know,
in the city that was still more popular than fucking radio stations.
Absolutely,
like shit.
absolutely. But going back to the original points, y'all just heard about this, like, oh my God,
about this album.
Like this album.
But it didn't play on the radio like that. The only song that played on the radio like that was "The World Is Yours."
The remix though.
Yeah, the remix. No, the Pete Rock shit. That's what I remember.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was a remix, if I'm not mistaken. They played It Ain't Hard to Tell.
I know what you're talking about. See, that's the remix that it was like Flex or Red Alert or one of them DJs that made that remix. That it was there was more pianos to it.
It's when he changed,
and it was more than Pete Rock's version.
He changed the verse from
Sway, he said, Sway Tim's on my feet, make my cipher complete. He changed it to Air Force One's on my feet. He changed he freaked the version.
Okay, the point is exactly. You got two Nas fans, genuine Nas fans,
and Jay is
like
Jay was
no. So let's continue.
Okay,
Actually, let's continue on this path, right? The our stances on Nas. And then our stances on Jay, and then versus each other, right? So,
all right.
So Nas to you, Illmatic was a classic album to you, right? Correct. Yeah. To me, it wasn't a classic album because I wasn't really of the age to be able to enthrall myself in it. Right. But I also realized that it was a great album, and I understood what the motherfuckers like you and all my older friends that we're talking about when I finally got older and I was able to dissect it properly. I understood. So classic, Illmatic, classic album. It was written.
It changed.
So to me, that was a game changer. Was also a classic album.
Illmatic was a game changer.
It was one of those albums that's without a doubt. We don't even have to discuss it being a game changer.
Okay.
We know that everyone has always. That's the thing that
there was never disagreed.
That's the thing that the medias of that time propagated and made a fact. 5 Mics made you a classic. The streets of New York City named it a classic. Therefore, it was a classic. It was written. That was not considered a classic to the industry. I knew a lot of. I was in high school at the time, so all those people I knew in high school were fucking saying it was a classic. So
it was a good album, though. That was the album with that was Shootouts was on that album. Shootouts, similar to Wild West.
Shootouts. Shootouts was one of the tracks produced by Dr. Dre, I think, too.
That was a Dre track, Shootouts?
Dre track. Yeah, Dre produced Shootouts, if I'm not mistaken, along with wasn't it? I Gave You No, not I Gave You. Yeah, wasn't I Gave You Power?
No. Yeah. The gun shit.
Yeah. Well, because Dr. Dre only produced like 2 songs on that album. Because he didn't produce The World Is
the shit with Lauryn Hill.
The shit with Lauryn Hill.
Follow the World.
If I Rule the World. Yeah, If I Rule. Yeah. He didn't produce that. That was Tone and Polk. That was Trackmasters. The point being, all right. Regardless, you're saying it wasn't a classic.
It was a good album,
I'm saying that it was almost classic. I'm saying it was a classic to me. But when you're faced with opposition of people that would name another Nas album a classic, not naming that a classic, it's a semi-classic. What?
Your arm is all in the way, son. Like,
Jesus, I was fucking.
Move your arm.
You're so hostile right now. You're getting hostile before I'm ready to get hostile. I'm still relaxed. All right, they're still not. All right. Listen.
Anyway.
So semi-classic, not a classic. I Am was a great album to me. I loved I Am. I Am was part of Nostradamus being a double disc album that got split into 2 different albums.
I like Nostradamus better than I Am.
That's hilarious that you say that, but because I was
I remember. I gotta probably listen to them again.
Nigga, remember, I was one of the people championing that shit. Melissa wrote a whole thesis at Rutgers about fucking the song with the song off of Nostradamus. I was championing Nostradamus being a good album because everybody was shitting on it in the hood back then, and everybody period was shitting on it because that was when I was working at Frontline, the music industry shit, and they were all dissing it, and that's niggas from everywhere, Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx.
That started his I don't want to say downfall.
Fuck but you, villain.
That started his that's what his weak beat selection.
Mm-hmm.
That's
hold on.
The seed of
the reason that was the beginning of that is because he was 3 albums in. His first album, he got executive produced all the way. The way Large Professor, like he was like nigga, I got you. Yeah. I'm gonna take care of this.
They made the beats for him. They
I mean, it wasn't even just that. It wasn't even just that. It was also the fact that certain producers wanted to work with Nas because niggas was on Nas's dick so much that you had Primos and Q-Tips willing to work with an unknown nigga that back then that shit didn't happen like that. Yeah. That shit did not happen like that.
He get mad cosigns like out of nowhere.
He got all the cosigns in the world.
Yeah.
I'll get to that later. The point being though, that 3rd album, he was picking his own beats because Now I'm my own artist. I'm big.
Yeah.
Because the second album, it was Dre and fucking Trackmasters, because you were
So
doing
the
that
Firm
firm
joint
shit.
dropped
The
out-
firm
the
shit was
Firm
around
dropped
that time.
before I Am?
After.
It dropped before I Am?
Before I Am.
That first shit, I had like 4 songs.
That shit had like more than 4 songs.
No, I had
But
Phone Tap, fucking
what's up to everybody tuning in, by the way?
Phone Tap and Phone Tap, nigga. That's
You're
Name
stupid.
3
Nah.
other songs
Phone
from-
Tap, I'm leaving.
What song is that? How to go?
Nigga, Nori in Nature. I'm leaving.
Don't talk to me about Nori,
On
nigga.
the plane.
Don't talk about it.
I'll be back again. That was huge on the Clue mixtapes back then, nigga.
Trash, dude.
You're bugging. Yo, whatever. We're not bringing Nori into this.
Yes, please.
You're so annoying.
Please.
Firm album had more, and on top of that, that wasn't even the big single. You're talking about Phone Tap being the shit that was
And
actually
there's other
fire.
songs, but there's probably like 2
You're
3
talking,
other songs
but
that was
listen,
not.
Firm
Like
Biz,
17.
Firm Biz was the song that was on
Yeah.
MTV, and that was the lead single that radio pushed that
Firm
New York
Biz,
City
yeah.
streets did not feel. That's what you're talking from. You're talking from the
Okay.
New York nigga perspective
Alright, 2 songs.
of I don't remember that single because that didn't matter. Same as New York niggas
Alright, that's
hated
2 songs.
Sunshine for Jay. And
Sunshine
didn't,
was dope.
didn't
That was my
and-
shit.
Yeah, that was your
Anyway.
shit. But you know everybody else hated that shit.
Sunshine was hot.
Whatever. My point.
Anyway, that's 2 songs.
That's 3 songs.
No, it's 2. You named
I'm
Phone
leaving.
Tap and
I'm leaving was huge on Clue's
that was-
mixtapes,
Okay, and
and the 4th song was
the-
they had another version of
Waiting
Affirmative
for it.
Action. They
Waiting
had
for
another
it.
version of Affirmative Action that was all 4 of them on the album on the track. Nature, AZ, Foxy, and Nas. Does somebody remember? Somebody know?
I know what the fuck
None of
you
y'all
talking
niggas
about.
is commenting
That's the
about
shit
the
that-
fucking shit
she
we
was
talking
like-
about.
that's the
Kind of
shit-
hip hop fans are y'all
that's
though.
what Foxy was like, oh, get the key, triple it times 3, 3 back, subtract it again.
Yeah, some
Every
shit like
triple
that.
it-
That had the Wild Mafioso beat. Had the Wild
times
Mafioso
3.
beat.
We
It was
got
like
3/4
Wu
of another key.
Gambinos. It was the Wu
Firm.
Gambinos of the firm. Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's like the 4 devils: lust, envy. Sit back, relax,
Yes.
sip the cognac, sip the cognac.
I forgot the name. Desperados, I think it was.
That's
Wasn't it?
like
That wasn't Desperados? Look, Desperados is another track that was a Clue track that was super hard that was on that Firm album. Look, the point is that niggas
Firm album
back
was
in the
trash.
days in the 90s, this is what we used to do. See, and this
We
is
getting
why
off
we're going to have a
track.
separate conversation.
We getting off track, yeah.
This is why we're going to
This
have a
is
separate
what we do off
conversation
camera.
one day
Yeah.
about Big L and why it don't matter how much this generation says that he's one of the greatest of all time.
L was
He'll
not
never
that
be
good.
one of the greatest of all time.
Big L
Because
was
we
really
didn't
not
say
that
he was a
good.
great back then, so he can't be a great now magically because y'all new niggas decided, oh, I want to be different and have a valid opinion. Like, no, your opinion's not valid. And if you would have existed
L
in
was
our
alright,
generation
so.
where we had to go outside
Don't
and
disrespect.
fight for our opinions sometimes, like, you're not allowed to, like, speak on it. So anyway,
we getting a little distracted.
yes, the point is
Sidetracked it.
you're sidetracked it because you're trying to discount the Firm album
That's
the
what's
way
trash,
that
anyway.
it wasn't trash.
Back to I
it was,
Am, man.
It was like
Back to I
you
Am.
want to know what it was like? The Firm album was like Blueprint 2. Half of it was hot, half of it was not.
It wasn't. What?
If you were to have condensed it, it would have been a classic album to all the great tracks.
If you'd have condensed the Firm album, it would have been an EP.
Yes, and it would have been a classic EP. The problem is that back then niggas was closed-minded and
You needed
niggas
songs.
couldn't
You
fuck
had
with
to-
EPs like that.
Yeah, you had to put songs
Niggas
out.
was not. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
right now,
yeah.
Kanye's about to drop 5 fucking albums, executive produced by him, all 7 tracks,
35 songs.
which are fucking
35
seven tracks each,
35
which is
songs.
like basically an EP.
Anyway, back to I Am.
which
my
is
nigga.
okay. So,
My G.
all right, yeah, we.
Is that a don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
So I Am was also better than motherfuckers. Both those albums got shit deals.
Yeah.
I think both those albums got like 3 mics, larges, because Double XL was around. I think around that time they got 3-star type album.
They was mediocre.
You know, like it was
They
like
was like, eh.
dead middle of the road when you just finished making like a classic
great
album
album
and an
ever.
almost classic album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like Nas went from like adored to like shitted on by the people.
He was Kyrie that got hurt.
But both those albums had great songs. Because like I said, I had a friend back then that wrote a fucking thesis in her school about that song on Nostradamus album about Nas rhyming from the perspective of a jail cell. You know what I mean? And that was that song that I used to push on all y'all. Like, I used to make everybody listen to that song. And Nate Sean was on that track, and I thought Nate Sean was gonna be like Jay Hood of Nas finally. But then I didn't realize that Nas is a horrible person. That's why he. Okay, we'll get to that later. So I am not a classic. Nostradamus, not a classic. Better than people talk about them as. People talk shit about those albums like they those are 4 albums in. 5 albums if you count the Firm. Because
I'm not counting that.
Because
I don't count that.
That's technically speaking a project that he helmed. But that was a project that he helmed. If you're gonna count JayZ's Dynasty album,
I wasn't. I don't count that.
You should because he counts it. And it is counted on his discography because it got changed from being
it's a part of his discography, but it's not a JayZ album. I consider it like a, just like I don't consider Watch the Throne. That's a compilation. That's something. That's just like fucking
it is
R. Kelly shit.
Nah, but him and R. Kelly shit don't count.
Neither does Watch the Throne.
Nah, Watch the Throne does count.
Nah, man, can't do that.
Yes, you can. What are you talking about? That we can do.
They're the same type of album. They collab albums. Like,
no, it's not
a solo album.
It's not counted with R. Kelly because he chooses to not count them.
I'm choosing, nigga. If I don't care what he's saying,
I'm choosing to not count them too because those R. Kelly albums, they in retrospect aren't as good as I thought that they were in the moment. Like
regardless in the moment, if they're good or they bad, I don't count them shit. So
no, as a JayZ fan, but no, I'm telling you, me as a fan, I don't count those two because they don't. Because R. Kelly, nigga, you remember we went to see that R. Kelly show right before that shit fell apart in Long Island, and we were getting high the whole fucking time, and we started falling asleep during R. Kelly sets.
And he was like. Oh, Jay up.
That's how good the weed was too, though. Shouts to the fucking weed. Yeah. And then as soon as Jay would get on stage, you like the mood would rise, and niggas would wake up like, oh shit, or a nigga would wake niggas up like, yo, Jay back, and niggas was like amped up for Jay, and then fall asleep during R. Kelly, and that's around the time that Dave Chappelle was murdering him, and the shit was just like reaching. Like I was getting tired of him. I was getting tired of R. Kelly. And so I guess Ty was too. And what happened. And then I went to R. Kelly and Friends. I went to JayZ and Friends at the Garden with the wife.
My wife was there.
I went there with the same day. I was with the wife. Yeah. We saw the same shit. Just different places in the same fucking. But the point is, those collab albums don't matter. But some do, like Watch the Throne matters to Jay's catalog, and it is a part of his catalog. Same as Dynasty, Rock La Familia shit is fucking a part of his catalog because it was a majority his album. It was majority his album. Like it's listed in JayZ's discography as his album. It's not listed as a Rockefeller
I understand that.
compilation record label album.
But if me personally,
the way the Rough Riders volumes were. Those are counted as Rough Rider label albums. JayZ's Dynasty album is counted on his catalog as his album. Even though everybody in the hood back then felt like it wasn't
a JayZ album.
The point being.
Okay, so 5th album will be Stillmatic, right?
Next album after Nostradamus would technically because before he had put out the Lost Tapes.
Woo.
Right before.
That's my favorite. I think that's my favorite. I think that right there. That was like the beginning to end. Tapes. Beginning to end. Like that album was amazing. And it was crazy. Like it wasn't even an album. It was like he couldn't arrange that shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever did that shit should have did all his fucking music. You know what I'm saying? Like the arrangement.
That's a fact. That's the problem with Nas.
Because that shit was like
that's Nas's problem. That's Nas's fucking problem. Is that Nas shouldn't be he shouldn't be left in. I love this thing, by the way. Nobody fucking does anybody else have one of these things? It is racist against Stella Artois. That's a fact.
They should not open
this shit is it just opens it in like a second. Like it just and you saw the way it had it. It gives it to me attached and shit. And I just I pick it out. Super convenient. Everybody should get one if you drink Heineken's, but not if you drink Stella Artois.
I'm trying to read shit.
No, don't read shit.
Lost tapes. Who said that?
You know what? I'm sure get your phone and go through the comments on your phone, so that I'm not over here putting my hand in the face of the camera. It makes so much sense.
So I keep you around, man.
Yes. Let me bring the comments down so I'm not. All right. So anyway, the Lost Tapes, another album that is, I feel like it was written almost a classic, but not quite.
Yeah. I'm sorry. The second thing, it was probably Illmatic, the Lost Tapes. That's 1 and 2. We figure out 3 as we continue this conversation. But I'm just saying, I'm putting those as 1 and 2 right now. And
I'm putting fucking. It was written.
Though. You putting it was written. It was written is probably 3. Because Lost Tapes is better. It was written. I can't give Lost Tapes better than Illmatic just for.
Either way, I don't feel strongly about any of these albums. I haven't gotten to my favorite Nas albums. I haven't gotten to my favorite Nas albums
yet. We have to Stillmatic.
We're up to Stillmatic. Stillmatic was considered a classic.
Yeah.
I think he got given a double XL, which matters. Then at that point, more than the 5 mics and the Source, he got a double XL, I believe. He won the battle.
I don't know if he got 5 for that.
He won the battle according to everybody.
It was slim, but yeah, he
won
the W.
This is the thing that everybody else doesn't understand. This is the thing that everybody on the internet don't understand because they weren't in New York City. He won the Battle of the Beats. Yeah. Angie Martinez's segment on her show that she used to do, which was like one of the most important segments in New York City radio history. Yeah. And on Battle of the Beats,
Battle of the Beats
is where Nas beat JayZ's. Yeah. Not Takeover. He beat Super Ugly.
Was it Super Ugly?
Yeah. Because he came back with Super Ugly.
Yeah, Takeover was after.
Takeover came first. Then Ether came way later. Ether came around the time of fucking Summer Jam.
Yeah, what song was the one Battle on the Beats?
It was that song. It was Ether beating out because Ether came out and then this nigga Jay pulled what everybody's asking Pusha to pull right now, and he came right back within like 48 hours of Ether with Super Ugly, and that shit battled for 5 days on Angie Martinez, Ether versus Super Ugly, and Ether won, and that's why everyone in New York City and everybody in hip hop, the business, put the definition of Nas winning the battle. Like, that's what gave them credence to their belief that Nas won the battle. Because he won the segment Battle of the Beats on Angie Martinez's show, which was, like, huge. Like, the super... Like, it was, like, the biggest thing in New York City. And back then, New York City ran hip-hop.
Was this on the left side or was it on your face?
Or it was the end of us running hip-hop. We were running hip-hop for wild years... And I gotta stop doing that with my left hand, covering them up. Shut up, Hot. I hate you. It's something. Let me tell you something.
Anyway, all right. So Stillmatic.
You were going to my status live so that you could see the comments.
What's your status?
To the live so that you could see the comments.
Or your joint?
No, nigga, on my page that I'm on right now doing this live feed.
That's what I was looking for. I didn't know. I thought you was live on the Mesa.
No, we're not on the Mesa. We're in public. Okay. In the fucking eye of the public. We're not at La Mesa. Shouts out to Viva La Mesa.
Yeah, you got like 100 pages. Which pages?
Not that one. The other one. Yeah, nah, that's neither. You gotta spell it all the way out. So back to the albums. Stillmatic, classic album. That was defined as a classic by the culture and by the fucking yep. Just go to the comments there. There you go, buddy. Alright, yeah. Okay, well don't fucking do that. Don't fucking the radio station fucking calling thing. Stillmatic's a classic album. Then comes...
It was...
That was considered a classic by the culture, by the industry and the streets. The streets gave him the win. They gave him the win with Ether. Then he had I Am. He had I Am on there. He had One Mic on there. He had joints that defined his career of what he should have been sounding like for a lot of years. So it's considered a classic. So we call it a classic.
Then it was like God's
Then came my favorite Nas album of all time. My favorite fucking Nas album of all time is Godson. Because
it was a really emotional album.
He finally got personal.
Yeah.
And that was what Nas was lacking all them years. Nas was always fucking rapping from the fucking project window perspective, fam. I'm looking at you and plotting your whole story down, and I'm gonna spit it like it was mine. And now I'm Pablo Escobar.
Don't do that.
What?
Don't do that.
Don't do what? Don't.
Anyway,
do like what he does.
I'm saying, man, no, you trying to. I have to object, son. You trying to defame the character before the. I don't know.
I'm not defaming his character.
I know, but you doing that bullshit already.
I'm talking about the true fucking Nas, which is
so yeah, but nah,
he's not a street nigga. We're talking that the other thing that we're leaving out of this whole. You know what? Let's finish it. The whole thing that we're leaving out of this whole thing though is that motherfucking Nas got on at the tender age of 18 years old.
He was younger than that, I believe. He might have been like...
Nas was fucking
He was on
18.
Remember, it was halftime. And then he had Live at the Barbecue. You know what I'm saying?
Half an hour. We're going to open up the fucking shit to anybody who wants to fucking go live with us. I'm going to invite some people and shit. Excuse me.
Just on there, you know, you put up a heart or a like or something.
I'm mad. Velen's already here and shit.
I'm mad at your motherfucking man button and shit, nigga. Don't do that. You mad close, nigga.
Super close.
You gap all in the shit.
All up in it. I'm doing it on purpose. I already know. That's why I'm doing the LL and I'm like, Alright. Word.
That's hilarious.
I'm not ashamed. You know what I mean? So anyway. This nigga said I'm here, bro. So anyway. The
Godson, nigga.
Godson album.
Super Gap, yo. Super Gap, nigga.
You got a fucking Dragon Ball between his teeth. Shoot,
that's a fact.
He got the infinity gap, nigga.
Oh, this nigga
You go to his dentist
said
like,
I got the babe.
He like got his dentist like, I don't feel
This
so
nigga
well.
hot said I got the infinity gap. I'm kicking him out after I'm done.
Be nice.
Yo, he got the dentist like, I don't feel so well. The doctor said,
No. Ooh, son. Goddamn. Aight, son. You got that. Bitch ass nigga. Goddamn. I'm not the one that gotta be nice. This nigga's the piece of shit. Call me the infinity gap. Yo, I'm not going back to rap battling and shit. Anyway,
Godson, nigga.
Godson, classic album to me. Not a classic album to everyone else. I'm gonna fight for that one to be considered one of his classics. We move on, and it got all bad after this.
I got one, yo. Rizzo won, son.
It got all bad after this, nigga. It got all bad after this.
Yeah.
Name the albums.
Look them up. Godson, it might have been like
Look them up.
Hip Hop is Dead.
Hip Hop is like Dead. No, it was the double album came after Godson, I think. Streets Disciple.
Oh yeah, I don't like Streets Disciple, son. I enjoyed that album. I'm not gonna front. Stop. I don't
Locks, what up, B? What up, bro? Yo, you missed it. Go back though, like 5 minutes when the shit fucking goes up. Locks, go back to like 5 minutes before you logged on, B, because this nigga bodied me.
Alright, so.
God.
Oh, alright, wait, hold up. This is not even
okay.
order and shit.
It's not in order.
Fucking Google, nigga. This is like figure it out. Escobar, what the fuck is that? I should just go to this Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's Wikipedia. I'm saying Streets Disciple was not a classic. Decidedly not a classic album. Like, you finally waited to put out a double. Like, you could have given niggas a slimmed down version of I Am and Nostradamus and gave niggas another classic album, but your dumbass didn't know good enough, and you gave niggas 2 albums that they were able to shit on your career with. And that's what JayZ was bodying him with in Takeover with the fucking... Which, by the way, JayZ won the battle.
Streets Disciple was after Godson.
Told you.
Then it was Hip Hop was Dead.
Nas fan. Real Nas fan.
Untitled.
Untitled was so trash. So lackluster.
I so tried to like that album.
We both tried to like that album. We were both at our, like, holding on to Nas, like, holding on to, like, dear life. Yeah, like nah, he's got it. And Green Lantern did the mixtape.
Like, get up, Apollo. Like, get up.
Goddamn shame.
Yeah,
that's why can't nobody tell me nothing when I say Jay over Nas, B. You're not a bigger Nas fan than I am, son.
Life is good.
There's nothing new under the sun. Whatever you do has already been done. It's one of Nas' greatest quotes. Life is Good was not last year. It was his last album.
That's what I said.
Last album. That was last shit. And that was the one that I was laughing.
Ricky don't even count it.
That's the shit with Kanye.
And Distant Relatives. That album was alright.
That album's another album that a lot of his fans of the recent years have tried to proclaim as a great album.
Greatest hits. Yeah, mixtapes and shit.
Oh no, I'm not.
Oh, the nigga tape.
That's what I was talking about. The shit with fucking.
Well, that was Untitled. That was Untitled.
That was the shit with Green Lantern.
The nigga tape?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nigga.
Yeah. I remember.
I'm telling you because we working at the fucking Aramark shit together back then.
Yeah.
We were going through that shit together with Nas.
We were smoking the
We were trying to. We were listening to Hip Hop is Dead back then, talking about Yashi.
Yeah,
we were loving Yashi.
Yeah.
Yashi. Yashi.
Yeah. Oh man. Looking back on that shit was bad. Sorry.
It was bad. All right. So
it ends with
it ends with a bad string of albums. No, Hip Hop is Dead, Untitled, Life is Good, all not classics.
Life is
all
good.
not classics.
Right.
Streets Disciple, 4 straight albums of not classic material, not great material.
Right.
And then you got JayZ, who opened up with Reasonable Doubt.
Which
a classic.
I thought was dope. I enjoyed it, but I didn't think it was a classic like everybody else thought it was a classic.
Until you got a little bit older.
Yeah, but I still don't consider it one of my favorite albums. I don't put that album up there like everybody do.
Well, fuck
you know
you.
what I mean? That's just me personally. To me, it's Volume 1, his second album. But that's just personal for me. People, I don't disagree with people on that album. But it was just for me, like,
it's the same thing as me with Illmatic.
I was in the military at the time.
It's the same thing as me with Illmatic.
And I mean,
I don't argue with people that it's not a classic because I know that to them it's a classic.
To me. It means
something
to me. It means,
and I know it's a classic to the culture.
Yeah.
Which is why it's considered a classic. So you just leave it be. You leave it be.
Yo, that was the only album. We was going from Missouri to Maryland on a motherfucking bus. It was like 23 hours or some shit like that. maybe like 2 stops or some shit. So niggas just racking up on music. So I'm grabbing what I know. I grabbed like EPMD album, you know what I mean, New York shit. But there's mad niggas on the bus and niggas just trading music. Yep. So the first thing I listened to was that Jay shit, and like that was like kept me to New York, like you know, like this is my news. I was like, you know what I mean. Then I listened to EPMD. I was like, all right, that's it's all right,
But you're talking about Reasonable Doubt.
No, I'm talking about Volume 1.
Volume 1. That so you feel like I feel with Nas's career about I didn't think his first album was a classic, but to me his second album was a classic.
Yes.
Something that people don't talk about that back then, Jay caught that heat about Volume 1, like I said, because of Sunshine. They tried to do the same thing they did to Nas, but the difference is JayZ had Streets Is Watching, which was the whole album. Yeah. He did the Beyonce and the same shit all these artists do nowadays with putting
I didn't even realize that, but yeah, you're absolutely right.
Fucking videos to the whole fucking album.
He had a movie and shit.
He had a movie to the whole album.
Like he did.
But it wasn't the soundtrack.
But, I mean,
it was the soundtrack, but it was the album.
Yes.
It was Volume 1.
Same difference.
He repackaged Volume 1 and made niggas realize that album was
you gotta go listen to it again.
Great album.
Yeah, you gotta listen to it again because
I love that album. I'm not saying that it's not a classic. What I'm saying though is that I recognize his first album as more of a classic than his second album because of the fact that I remember how much people. Because back then, to me, I was knee deep in my teenage. This is my everything. This is my fucking first, last, and everything love and hip hop till the day I die. And those albums.
So you changed?
Yeah, no, I definitely changed. Fuck that shit. Because the people associated that do the same thing are annoying. Yeah. So, but irrelevant of the fact. The point is, those albums meant the world to me at the time. And even then, I still recognized when everybody hated on them because I felt alone in my great adoration for Jay's albums. Like, I was like, you're crazy. Volume 1, Volume 2, Reasonable Doubt, all classics. Volume 3, a classic.
Volume
what?
Two,
nigga, I said it. Like,
Volume 2, that was the shit he was sitting on the Bentley or whatever. That was Volume 2.
Volume 2 was Hard Knock Life. That was a classic because of sales.
Every song
because of sales. Because of sales.
But every song was
it was definitely, The Hood counts Volume 2 as a classic because The Hood bought Volume 2.
Yeah, we spent money on
The Hood bought Volume 2. Yeah. That wasn't white sales. That wasn't Eminem going 10 million off of white people buying 8 million, 9 million albums and The Hood buying 1 million or 2 million albums. That was JayZ selling 5 million albums to the fucking hoods of America.
And the point, just to bring it back, if you're gonna compare it to the two, album 3, pretty much. Album 3.
Yeah,
Jay's album 3 versus Nas album 3 is like,
nigga.
Yeah.
You're fucking upgrading your life.
Jay went like this, Jay.
But that's because a point that I'm gonna bring up let's run through Jay's album. Let's just cut through the bullshit. Let's cut through the bullshit. Run through Jay's album. Classic. First album. Second album, you consider it a classic. I don't. The culture didn't at the time. A lot of people nowadays would consider the second album, Volume 1, a classic. Volume 2, super classic. Hard Knock Life. Like, you can't front on fucking H to the Izzo. So, classic. Volume 3, not considered a classic. I consider it a classic. He wouldn't consider it a classic. The culture at the time didn't consider it a classic.
Which one, Volume 3?
Volume 3, it don't matter. That was when he dropped that in the winter. He told niggas to pull their windows down. Fucking unwind your shit. And he broke down that intro. He was so murderous with his intros and his outros. And he turned his intro into his outro, and he had a middle tro with it that niggas didn't get to hear. That was around the time when Ghost dropped Supreme Clientele, and the rest of America didn't really get to hear the Supreme Clientele version that I heard. That same as Tragedies. There was shit going on then. I was working in the industry already, and like, it's just different.
Right, like, Rock La Familia.
Yeah, Rock La Familia is his album. Then came
Blueprint.
Rock La Familia, which niggas shit on that album, like niggas shit on The Firm, but they were wild songs that were on Clues mixtape, and they were fire ass songs. 1-800 Hustler, we had this discussion about Ski Beats versus fucking Bink Dog. Bink Dog is the producer that taught Just Blaze his sound. Just Blaze wouldn't have been able to give them classic ass sounds that he gave to wild artists if it wasn't for Bink Dog. So that's why the way that everybody felt about
everybody, that was like a growth album because Kanye was on that shit. Didn't Kanye spit his first verse on that shit?
No, Kanye spit his verse on Blueprint 2.
The Everyday Rock Star.
Yeah, that was Blueprint 2.
Oh shit, I thought that was Dynasty.
I'm a super fan. Kanye.
All right, so the Blueprint.
I was a fan of Kanye from when I first heard him rap, which was around those two things dropped around the same time. Volume 3 and Paid in Full mixtape, that an soundtrack that had We Are the Champions on it, and that song was on a mixtape before it came out on that official soundtrack, like months before, right around the same time as Blueprint 2. And Rockefeller was cooking with all the fucking movies they were doing and soundtracks and shit, and
my bad. I wasn't listening to that one where you were
greatness. I know you wasn't. It don't matter. It don't matter, nigga. Because I'm spitting all facts right now. And the point is that I'm a super Kanye fan. And no, I can tell you for a fact that verse was definitely on Volume 2. I mean, Blueprint 2.
I ain't disagree.
I'm not saying you disagree.
I ain't disagree.
Yeah, nigga. Nas ass.
Alright, so what we at? So we have to the Blueprint.
Dynasty got shitted on by the hood. Now remember, niggas.
But I had joints though.
I remember being like,
though.
What year was that? 2000. I was like 19, 20.
I had joints.
I was 20 years old.
I remember.
And I remember like this OG nigga in the hood that I fucked with. This nigga taught me a valuable lesson. He was in a wheelchair. And he taught me the lesson of, my nigga, you can never outrun a bullet. So if you fucking face to face with a nigga with the fucking like heater on you, nigga, like you better fucking man the fuck up or you gonna end up like me in a wheelchair or dead, nigga. And that was a valuable fucking lesson. I remember that nigga hating Dynasty and wild niggas like him hating Dynasty and saying it wasn't a classic and the shit was trash. And I'm like, but nigga, there's wild songs on Clues mixtapes and there's wild fire on this. Like, you're crazy. You're holding it up to the standard of Reasonable Doubt and whatever else you thought was a J classic at that point.
Back to earlier, that's why I don't
whether it was Volume 2 or Volume 1.
I don't consider that's.
And that's what you did. In your head, you were like, I don't consider JayZ album. You disassociated with it. Yeah. So you could feel better about Jay's career.
No,
but it was.
Maybe yes, maybe no, I don't know. But I never considered it a JayZ album. I considered it a collaboration album.
But no, it wasn't because you press that Dynasty Rock La Familia, nigga. 8 of those tracks, 8 of those 15. Or if it was 16 tracks, fucking 10 of them was his. 6 of them was not. He was not on, like type of thing. He was on everything on there. He was just not on 1/3 of the album. You know what I'm saying? Like he was on 2/3 of that album. So that's why it was a JayZ album.
What I gave it to you, that was a hit.
Change the Game was the single that they led with. They were going with that sound because Rockefeller still didn't have that house of Kanye, Just Blaze, and Bink Dog.
This Can't Be Life is hard.
Now I'm getting into producer talk.
Right.
Look.
Stick to the script.
The point is, I fight for Dynasty because it's a greater album than motherfuckers give it credit for. It's a fucking, the way that motherfuckers give, it was written props. The way that niggas want to give
I'm kind of about fucking 5 songs.
The way that they don't give The Firm its props. The way that they don't give Blueprint 2 props.
Songs.
I give Dynasty its props.
It's like 1/3 of the album is good. That's not a good album, nigga.
1/3 of the album is classic.
Oh, this, yeah. It's
900 Hustler.
I already went through Bust
Yep.
It. I don't remember the intro, so I'm not sure.
No, fuck that. Just go through the fucking real hits.
This is a song. That's
the shit we consider classic.
Change the Game.
What was it? For the Fam or was it Dynasty?
I Just Wanna Love You was a hit. That was the shit.
Just Wanna Love You was a hit.
You're gonna dance to it.
You're gonna dance to it right now.
Streets is talking.
This Can't Be Life is a hit. That's a fucking classic song. 2.
Get Your Mind Right Now.
Which was Kanye's coronation in his production that made everybody else catch up to what I had already known from the Mace Harlem World album when he did his. That I was telling you, because I would always tell you, and you was the only nigga that would defend me in the crib, and niggas didn't defend me. Remember that time that I brought the tape of JayZ's Jigga My Nigga? I tell this story to everybody. And you, the way that you tell my first rap story to everybody, I tell the story of the fucking Blackout crib and how close-minded all y'all niggas was. I brought Jigga My Nigga, Eminem, I never meant to bring you mushrooms, girl. I never, and Dead Presidents is hit, hit. Niggas was like, they didn't like that beat on Dead Presidents hip hop. Then they hated the Jigga My Nigga beat even more.
I didn't like that.
And then they hated Eminem's voice and everything that was about that fucking I never meant to bring you mushrooms, girl song. And y'all niggas, this nigga No Remorse, stopped the tape, ejected it, and flung my tape across the room, and it was a room about this size, which is a pretty big fucking living room. And I was hurt. My feelings were so hurt. Yo bitch ass didn't do shit.
Who, me?
I don't think he was there.
I don't know.
It was always like 10 of us in there at any random time. And whatever.
I remember you pushing Eminem hard body.
Hard body, son, before the.
And I was like, all right, nigga. You know what I mean? You know what it was?
So justified.
You know what
y'all
it was?
Niggas.
He was trying to spit the song before he played it. So he's like, yo, this nigga's nice. He was like, I don't want to give you mushrooms. And if you see this little skinny, energetic motherfucker bouncing around singing about mushrooms, he was like, nah, I don't want to hear that right now, nigga. Like, you got some Smith & Wesson or some shit.
Shut up.
You know what I mean? Nigga, what the fuck you talking about?
I remember bringing wild shit.
You bugging now.
Niggas was getting.
I was listening to it, nigga.
You gave shit a chance, but you were also rarely there, nigga. You talking about, remember, you was just saying that around this time, you was going away to your fucking military shit. You good? You was on your reserve shit. Yeah, now bring me a Heineken, then. The point is...
Before we continue to show how racist your fucking can opener is, son.
No, I'm not going to show how racist my can opener is. It's going to open minds. This is incredible. Look. Oh, fuck, I want to do it on can. Look, you just... Oh, bitches.
To your shit. Nope. Alright, hold up. I just want the world to see this.
You're an asshole. He said, I want the world to see this.
And he's talking all this shit about this can opener, this bottle opener.
Alright, let's see. He took the fucking tape around and the shit off. You sure you want it? Alright, you gonna open it?
Alright, so we up to what, Blueprint or some shit?
Blueprint. Super classic. I mean, let's be real already though. Jay's career has went so much better than Nas's career.
Jay had a hit every year.
Every year.
He had multiple hits. Not just
once he came out with Ain't No Nigga, he had a hit every summer. He was rocking New York City every summer. Every summer. That niggas don't
mixtapes and radio, like
the internet and the rest of the world doesn't understand, because now the New York City thing is a joke and it's funny and it's whatever. I agree, it's hilarious.
Mixtape Jay, remember the mixtape, them Clue shits when he be dropping them?
Yeah,
like,
he was fucking. Like, he was
that nigga.
Murdering the world.
And he was just mad sarcastic, like, I'm so much better than that niggas.
He was, but that was because he lived that shit. All right, so let's finish this out, right? So he fucking
up and down.
No. Fuck that, because this is the album. Go back to the next album. So, Blueprint, classic album. Then he came with Blueprint 2, not a classic album. Then he came back with what? Black Album? Classic album.
Black album.
Then after Black Album, he came with American Gangster.
No, Kingdom Come.
Oh, no, Kingdom Come, yeah.
I
omit Kingdom Come.
I like Kingdom Come.
I remember you loving that album. That was because you were going through your fucking newly grown-ass man cool shit. Like, you was getting married at that time, wasn't you? No, you was planning you with Shantae's wedding or some shit. 2004, what year was this?
No, I'm bugging. What year is this? I got 2000. Because we got 10 years. I got 2008.
You got married in 2008?
Yeah.
Here's my point.
10 years.
2006.
Yeah.
You were just
2007,
you were planning your wedding around this time.
2007.
All right, personal shit. We're getting way too nuanced.
2007.
Anyway, the point is, you can appreciate that album. You recognize that it's not a classic album by the culture.
I was just married.
It's not a classic album.
I was married like a year.
Kingdom Come.
I appreciate that album.
Not a classic. But the point is, look at how many classics we're talking about at this point. Like, we're talking about Blueprint, like Dynasty. Look, I fought for that. And y'all can, you can take back the tape, listen to everything that I say, and you're going to be like, yo, Dutch is right. That Dynasty album is really fucking great.
I ain't say it wasn't.
It's not a classic. Don't matter. Because Blueprint 2, Blueprint, classic. Blueprint 2, not a classic. But if you condense it, classic.
That's why he came up with
the Blueprint 2 song that he brought back to Nas. The shit he said on there is the shit that Hollow the Don used to beat Loaded Lux. Because that's how great those lyrics were. I was like, you can use that shit 20 years later.
I stopped defending Nas after that.
I stopped defending Nas after that. Jay was speaking pure facts then.
Yeah.
That was when I stopped defending Nas.
I couldn't do it.
Because it was but we still hung on to him all the way to fucking Untitled. Dumbass fans.
Like, I went all the way. I bought all them shits.
Dumbass fans. Anyway,
all of them.
Blueprint 2, not a classic, but classic when you condense it. But guess what? You don't got to do that because Black Album, classic.
He had bangers.
Classic.
Black Album.
Kingdom Come, not a classic. Still got bangers. But guess what?
American Gangster.
American Gangster is considered a classic. If you really about the culture, you really love this shit.
He's like, this is what y'all want?
He was like, y'all want Reasonable Doubt? That's the same shit that I keep with my Super Spick shit. Where the motherfuckers, the super fans of Super Spick, that I'm like, fuck doing Super Spick Part 2.
I'm
trying to grow, but if you want that,
right.
I could come back and do that. Okay. Blueprint 3, not a classic to y'all. Guess what? I was on vacation in Puerto Rico when that shit came out, and oh my god, I was riding through the Puerto Rico streets and the motherfucking beaches, and I was fucking doing so much darling shit with my wife. Oh my god, son!
Oh, this was like
classic album. That was the album that had Empire, nigga.
Empire was Empire.
That was the album that had fucking Empire State of Mind. The song we were talking about, fucking the shit with Alicia Keys.
Run This Town.
Empire State of Mind with Alicia Keys.
Yeah, okay.
Blueprint 3 got shitted on as not a classic, but it was a great fucking album. Same as Dynasty.
But that's what I'm saying.
Like,
they don't have classic albums.
Cuddy Zone
classic
was
joints.
a fucking... This is the point.
I'll give you that. That's what I'm saying. Off that, Carter. Off that. I like Off That, but that was one of them answers.
JB, look at the way we're talking about him. We're both super fans of both these niggas. And we're more informed than Jay haters that pretend that they're Nas fans. That's for a fact. That's why I get aggravated at the internet. Like niggas are fake Nas fans. They just Jay haters. They're not actual Nas fans.
Like Jay fan.
It's corny. Like when they say shit that like, look, we talk about like that argument about, oh no, but it was really the classic nigga. The real discussion is God's Son or the fucking mixtape, the fucking you know what I mean? His greatest hit shit, or no, what was it called? Wow. Your shit, the fucking Lost Tapes, or Godson. That should be the real discussion. But fake ass Nas fans be like, oh, it was written as the real album. Like, shut up, fam. Like, you don't even sound right. Like, we lived through those eras. We know what the fuck a classic Nas album is, and we know how to really gauge it, regardless of the sources or Double XL's opinions at the time. And in the streets, we used to crown real classic albums because I don't think that they like.
I know we're going back to Nas. I'm sorry, but Lost Tapes to me was like. That was like the pound for pound, like what Nas was like. I don't know how he did them songs, because they was just all arranged different. They was different songs, but it was put together so well. And these songs individually were great songs, like lyrically, fucking production wise. Like it was like yeah, like you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about as far as like as some Nas shit. So to me, like Lost Tapes was like this is what fucking rap hip hop albums should sound like. Like this shit is like it got stories, it got bars, it got the production.
That goes back to
you know what I mean.
Let's finish JayZ's career. It's Magna Carta, Holy Grail.
I enjoyed that.
I enjoyed it. It's not considered a classic.
Yeah,
444 is a classic because the hood felt that even more than they felt
the
Holy Grail.
Though. It was
even the younger people gave that album like too much light. Like there's young nigga Future and all these niggas that was doing the Money Phone made commentary about the album that brought more attention from the young niggas to that album. Yeah. And there was young niggas that I'm telling you, definitely a classic. But the point that I'm trying to make is, let's go back to what you were just saying. What were you just saying? What were you just saying though about
I don't like the beats on 444.
No, you were saying Blueprint 3. Was it something about Blueprint 3? Look.
Oh, it only had like 3-4 songs.
No.
Like it was.
All right, we're done with JayZ's albums. The point to make right here are the points of the fact that Jay's career has gone so much better because he worked.
Musically though, we just talking
musically.
Music, right. Okay.
Musically, I'm not talking about money.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about Jay's pockets. Because niggas love to turn it into, oh no, you being unfair, Jay. He's Illuminati, nigga. Whatever, dog. You make your excuses however you need to for your own. I don't lie for no man, fam. I don't look. My nigga calls me Infinity Gap because it's hilarious, and I know I'm Infinity Gap. And there ain't nothing that nobody could ever tell me in this lifetime that's ever gonna fucking make me fucking flinch. Because when I look in the mirror, I know every truth of myself. There ain't nothing that somebody could tell me about myself that I don't know about myself. And so I'm never gonna go out here and lie for another man. Because, nigga, if I ain't gonna lie to myself, for myself, to spare my own feelings, I'm not gonna lie for another man. And that's the thing that a lot of fucking motherfucking fans do. Super fans, they lying because it's not that they really, it's some deep psychological shit. Like it's some deep psychological shit. It's like they attach themselves to these artists and they think like it's some, and it's not, fam. You're just going through your own psychological shit. The point being is that I'm a Nas super fan too, and niggas fucking hold the nigga up when it's like, nah, you don't get those, you don't get to take shortcuts, fam. You don't get to be like, oh, nah, it's not fair. How is it not fair for Nas? Nas got on at the age of 18 years old, technically speaking, because that's your first album drops when you're 18, officially. But like we just said earlier, we knew that album was out like almost like half a year before it actually came out. Yeah. So it was the year before. So you were 17. But fact is that you didn't put together that album enough. You were out here at 16 years old, rapping in Rakim sessions, over DJ Premier beats, over Q-Tip beats, over fucking Pete Rock beats, over LES beats, over Large Professor beats. Yeah. You were the first rapper to have a super producer album before super producer albums existed. As a rookie. Yeah. Because that's how much dick niggas is sucking behind the scenes.
That was like
that's how much dick is getting sucked because we ain't crown them. The people didn't get to say that. That was all industry people. That was white women at Columbia Records. White women like Jessica Rosebloom and all them fucking people that Peter Rosenberg loves to interview on Juan Epstein. All those fucking Jewish white women and Jewish white dudes that were young and went to Columbia and NYU and blah, 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 that were in the music industry back then and got to coronate who they chose to coronate as the greatest. They were the ones putting those budgets because MC Search did it. He was the first one that led them to that. But the point being is, your man's getting his dick sucked. Your man's getting his dick sucked from 16 years old, bro. Like, you're 16 years old. Yeah. Like, my nigga, you went from your mama's house and your mama treating you like gold and like you can't do nothing wrong to the industry sucking you off and giving you everything and you getting your life paid for. And Jay, meanwhile, is what? We talking about a nigga that we all know his life story. So we know he did everything he did with his family, shot his brother, fucking was hustling, all this shit with his mother, ground up. And you didn't get to put out your first album till you're 26 years old because you didn't get your dick sucked and you didn't get given your first fucking album. You had to work for it and grind for it. Yeah. What are we talking about?
Well, I think that's why motherfuckers appreciate Jay. Like me personally, I feel that same argument. I appreciate Jay for that. Not saying over Nas, but I mean, everybody loved Jay's grind. Everybody know what Jay went through.
But this is the thing is that niggas don't respect him for it. Like niggas try to treat it like a nigga, how do you Illuminati a drug dealer? Like my nigga, like when did what are we?
Jay changed pop culture at times in his career.
No, he changed the culture of the world because hip hop controlled the world. We became the way that the 60s and 70s and 50s were known as the rock era is the same way that the 90s and 2000s and the 2000s and 10s are known as the hip hop era.
But I'm saying,
it's a fact. And that nigga was the king of hip hop, not just New York City. He was the king of hip hop. And he
was like, yo, Jay was
blazed the trail for everyone.
Jay was wearing jerseys, and now everybody started wearing jerseys.
Jay started wearing button downs. Everybody started wearing button downs.
That's gold now. This is that platinum shit.
Platinum shit.
You know what I mean? Oh, y'all niggas still drinking beer now. This is champagne, nigga.
This champagne.
You know what I mean? Like he was always ahead, like changing everything. He said, y'all niggas still wearing jerseys, nigga? Like he's like, nigga, you know what I mean? Like he was like
in your pocket.
I got it right here. Like Jay did that. Like Nas, as far as the culture, he didn't do that. He didn't have his persona didn't command that like JayZ did. You know what I mean? What Nas did do for the culture, he influenced as far as motherfuckers in the music. Like he made niggas start rapping different. They started writing different. Niggas want to use big words. They start reading again. You know what I mean? So that shit can make sense. You know what I mean? Nas did that. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I mean,
I'll be right back.
The thing is this. My guest has to take a motherfucking bathroom break. The thing is this. A lot of motherfuckers don't want to admit the fact that JayZ's had it twice as hard as Nas. Like, Nas got everything given to him, but he didn't know what to do with it. But that's not Jay's fault. Like, how does that become, oh, we got to take away points from Jay because, you know, Nas went through this, Nas went through that. Fam, you're making excuses for a nigga. Jay didn't get excuses. And he came into the industry as a grown-ass man. So it's just like, yo, motherfuckers have... And then to this day, everyone that does the argument always tries to like act like JayZ has an unfair advantage when his only unfair advantage has been working twice as hard at his job. Nigga grab it. Nigga had one job. Like, bro, there's something that, you know what, that I wanted to fucking bring up. You know what? Let me bring this up. Because Nas is lazy.
Yeah, that shit the whole time, nigga.
Nas is...
my battery power and shit.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You have a tablet.
Yeah, I do. What about it?
I could have been using that to look up the shit.
Oh, yeah, true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, sure did.
Listen to this.
Work ethic, and I'll tell you a real story.
Nas's work ethic.
I'm not going to tell you who told me this because this
He's
is a private
lazy. You
conversation.
can tell.
But this is a true story.
Okay.
True story.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if I ever said this on camera before, but I'm going to say that. Nas was working on an album, and they couldn't get a sample cleared at the very end. So they called this producer, a very known producer, to come in and basically do a different beat with his vocals.
Right.
He hooked it all up, and he said, okay, this is cool, but it doesn't really fit. Like, I need you to go in and redo your vocals.
Yes.
Nas said, Nas, good enough. We'll just use this for the album.
That's Nas, fam. That's Nas. He's lazy. He's lazy, bro. He's lazy. This nigga had everything given to him. The keys to the kingdom. The nigga could have been the fucking greatest ever, but he wasn't because of himself. But people make excuses for him, and they try to pretend like it's not his fault. JayZ had an unfair advantage. And there's been no unfair advantage, bro. Like, this nigga had to... You got on at 18, that nigga didn't get on until 26. He made every moment count because he worked harder than you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He put on producers. Producers like the Neptunes and Kanye produced for other people before JayZ. But JayZ was smart enough to be like, I'm going to fucking make you... Like, I'm gonna fucking come get you, and I'm gonna make great albums with these songs you give, with these beats you give me, these Like, Nas didn't do that. He didn't work hard. He didn't work hard at all. You could tell because the output was so stagnated. Nas needed a DJ / producer his whole career. Because you look at his best albums and they were either produced from the things that we're saying, which is Large Professor on the first album, Dr. Dre and Trackmasters on your second album. Take Kanye. I'm looking forward to this new album because I know that Kanye is going to take the helm. He's going to be like, nigga, shut up and rap to this.
Nigga, I hope so.
And it's going to be fire. It's going to be fire.
We talking about this shit off camera, and I was saying, like, even as and you know when Nas is
we're
always
huge Nas fans.
He's like my top. He's my number 2 actually, but I'm not looking forward to that shit.
He says number 2 now on camera in 2018.
That's my number 2.
But for a long time, he used to say he was his number 1, and he used to deny Jay his right.
Nah, Jay my number 1.
You used to. You'll make a nuance. You'll do. See, you're about to do it right now.
Nah, you know,
lyrically,
my
number one personally. You see,
is Redman all the time. Redman,
but that's both of ours. We both waved Redman's flag as the best before Eminem ever did.
Yeah,
we were doing that for many years. Many years. Before Source Magazine and Double XL Magazine, I was doing it when around the time when the Source probably was starting to realize it and give him all them verses of the month. I was like, yo, this nigga keep getting verses of the month. This nigga Red is nasty, son. Nasty. All right, the point is...
Yeah. I don't know if I told you that. Oh, Nas. I'm not looking forward to that fucking
I'm looking to the Kanye shit. I'm looking forward to... Nigga, Kanye... Look at what Pusha said in
the Nas album done.
What did Pusha say in the interview on 187? He knows that the pressure's on for the music to always stay fire.
Yeah.
And Kanye's never let us down with the music, which is why he's a god to us. Like,
well, if he could save Nas, then yes. Nigga, I don't know.
He can save Nas. The same way he saved Common from himself, and the same way he saved Pusha from a bad solo career. He could have ended up rapping over Happy
Nas, though.
Before Pharrell got to try to sell it to CeeLo and then sang over it because CeeLo was going through his drama.
But that's not Nas, man.
Ooh, that's a cool effect. I'm gonna leave a cigarette burning right by the fucking camera all the time. It looks all cool. It looks so cool.
Yeah.
We cool. By mistake and shit. That's how New York niggas always is cool. By mistake. Niggas just fly. Niggas just fly on their own. Yeah. And then just shit happenstances. And you're like, oh word, that's my new shit.
Don't bite that.
Alright, so don't bite that. But then everybody bites it. The point is, Jay had it tougher. And he is the better artist. He is the better rapper, too. Because he kept his pen game up all this time. Because if Jay was trash on the pen game, for real trash, the way niggas try to talk shit about him, the way that Eminem is trash nowadays with his pen game, niggas would have been thrown JayZ out the window, nigga. Niggas would have been thrown this motherfucker out the fucking game. And fucking...
Nas' pen is not trash either, though, man.
I didn't say Nas' pen was trash. I said Eminem's pen was trash.
Yeah. Now? Yeah.
Now?
Yeah. That shit been trash for like 5, 6
It's been trash since the Green Lantern mixtape stopped. And that era of 50 and all of that shit stopped.
That relapse shit,
trash. Everything trash.
Yeah,
after he sobered up, trash.
Yeah, pretty much.
Regardless, the point is, I wasn't talking about Nas.
No,
I'm saying, Jay, if he would have been spitting trash all these past couple years, niggas would have frisbeed him out this industry. He had to work twice as hard as Eminem and Nas to maintain his spot, and niggas refused to give him his credit, bro.
He got joints. Like, Jay got, he got mad, hits. Like, if you play a best of JayZ right now, my nigga, we'll be rocking for, 2 hours.
Hours. That's why he don't even need to do Summer Jam no more. I mean, Summer Jam don't mean what it used to be, but I'm just saying though. I'm saying though, no, but it's still New York shit to the heart of it. It's like fucking yellow cabs, pizzas, hot dogs. Like, bro, there's New York shit that it's like we do it because Yankee Stadium used to be.
did.
Used to be. You did real Yankee Stadium. You did the house. You did the house that Roos built, nigga. Fuck that.
Actually, that's
no hate. No hate. As genuine Yankee fans, see, we're getting into other shit now, bro. We're real Yankee fans.
So we need to
now. They don't understand shit to them.
Yeah.
They don't understand that the new Yankee Stadium, it don't matter if you go to that shit. That's for all you fucking tourist motherfuckers. That's the house that Steinbrenner built. Yeah. That's the house that Steinbrenner built, and I love Steinbrenner.
House.
The boss was, he was the only white boss that I'll call the boss. I won't call the other fucking singing boss. I don't even know that motherfucker.
He's a G though.
Whatever.
Yeah, he's a G with his shit.
The point is,
anyway,
Steinbrenner, that new stadium is trash McGee, fam. That's the old stadium is the real stadium. He ran it. I used to run up in there as a young nigga. The point is, what I'm saying.
So we gotta boil it down. So I guess we hit both points for both sides, right? So we gotta compare.
That's why Jay is the GOAT, B. Jay is the greatest of all time.
Jay is the GOAT.
Lyrically, he's the GOAT too. Because if he would have slacked the way Nas slacked, if Jay would have done Jay would have been out of here years ago, bro. Jay would have been out of here years ago. I'm funny too.
Yo, I'm just picturing it though. Can you imagine
Nigga.
doing that shit?
He would never, ever.
Oh my god, yeah, it'd have been over for him. It'd have been done. He'd have been done. I would just stop fucking with Jay. Like, nah, you bugging. Nah, that nigga's a rap.
We give Nas way more slack, yo. Unnecessarily, because the nigga don't need no. Like your man is like an athlete. He's like an athlete. Where it's like, yo, athletes got treated in the hood. Niggas like Ron Artest.
Nah, you know what it is? It's like he's like Derrick Rose.
Get treated like, yo,
he's
you
like Derrick Rose.
Get treated a little rough, but niggas is still way more kitty gloves with you than with everybody else in the hood. Like, because everybody in the hood is like, you're the fucking golden ticket. You're gonna be the one. And they treat them like gold, and then them niggas go off to college and they get treated like gold, and they get millions of dollars, and they never understand what it is to be a real human being. They just get treated like fucking children their whole lives. They get to do whatever the fuck they want to. And that's Nas, nigga.
I don't know.
He's not the same way as the athletes because you didn't get to be treated like gold between fucking 6 and
though, like
14.
You've been scouted since early.
You've been scouted since
so
early, fam. You got all the benefits. You got the first super producer classic album. Like...
And you had all of that,
and back then niggas would frown on like you having more than one producer.
But the Virgil line was like how you. Well, nah, that's a bad comparison. Never mind, scratch that from the record. But it's like he passed them. Like you had this head start with youth and backing, and all I had was my startup. I had to grind, and culture wise, I surpassed you, son. When you was the second coming, you know what I mean? And like, and I just say, you know, I get that argument, yeah. And that's why I mean, it took me a minute, you know. We used to have these discussions all the time, but it was early though, you know. It's like
I was saying it back then though.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know, nigga. I still got it. But I would never. Nas is still my nigga though.
Nas is still my nigga. That's the problem with Nas though. Look at that. He gets that same treatment as Eminem, where it's like niggas give him so much extra leash that he don't deserve. Niggas do though.
With Nas and
No. We don't know. This is the thing. Hold on. Listen to me real quick. We don't. Our friends, right now, present day, they don't give Eminem that slack. But I know young black men in New York City, raised in Brooklyn, gentrified as Brooklyn, but Brooklyn, or the Bronx, that dead ass count Eminem as their number one favorite rapper, bro. And they don't see nothing. They love Rap God. They love all this shit. And it's like, bruh.
That robot shit sounds like...
That shit is trash, B. That shit's trash, bro. That shit's trash. Super trash.
So, I mean, well, how I always
Jay worked twice as hard.
Nas, when it came to war, let's just put it like this. When it came to the war and they had the clash, Nas had won the battle, which seemed like the main battle, but like overall at that and that whole time and in retrospect, looking at it, everybody was saying yo Nas, right? But then that was just a battle when the war waged on. Jay dropped his shits, you know what I mean? Nas dropped his shits, you know what I mean? Jay, like you said, Jay said straight facts. You know what I mean? Where
Nas was
the
like
biggest Nas fan.
Nas was like, what's the ether? Look up. Remember, I made you do this one time in the middle of arguing about Jay and Nas. Look up the lyrics for Ether.
The Ether, yeah.
Those
you called me at work,
good.
nigga. I was working in Yonkers. You called me at work. Yo, I remember.
Yo,
I was drunk too. I was drunk. I was like, hold up. I was like, I'll be right back. I went in the hallway and shit. Like, I was like, nigga, you crazy? I was on the phone.
I don't even understand. See, that's why it's like, that's why the internet and motherfuckers on the internet is so like, I mean, sometimes I find genuine people that genuinely admit when they don't know shit. And they genuinely like, those are my favorite people. I hate the young or dumb people that try to act like they know, and it's like, yo, fam, but you don't clearly know. And it's just like relax.
It's like they're scared of.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared of being put on to Little Baby and fucking like, yo, fam, put me on.
Word, like I don't
like,
know
oh, word, and then I'm like, oh, this shit sounds
like
fire.
Niggas always want to be up on it. You know what I mean? So much so that even that they're not up on it, they'll front like they are. Or won't say that they up on it. They'll, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yes, very much so. Very much so. I know
it's dumb. It's dumb. That's little kid shit.
Annoying.
It's little kid shit. I don't deal with that. Like, fuck
so, Nas and Jay, to bring it to a close, between the two. Jay won overall, bro. Yeah. With everything, like even when you get into those nuanced, stupid ass conversations about look, we've had these conversations about who's lyrically nicer. What does the word lyrical mean then? And we had an argument on it where like to you picture painting is lyrical. To me, that's storytelling, and that's not lyrical. To me, Big Pun on Dream Shatterer is lyrical. Using big words in similes and metaphors and punchlines.
And when I was saying like that's like, lyrical, but you have to also
Biggie, when I was unbelievable.
Saying, like, but you
Biggie,
like just to paint a story. Like,
JayZ,
what I was saying when you niggas spit and you can hear the song and you can see what they say.
That's a picture but that's to me that's storytelling. You're a great picture painter. You paint pictures.
But it's with the words, which means it's lyrics. This which means
that is lyrics.
Yeah, that's. I remember the argument. Like,
we had an argument.
And I was like,
so, but even when you consider both our points in that argument, I think it's fair to say that they so close that Jay still wins that too.
It's just who you favor.
It don't matter who you favor and statistically in the hood it's gonna be Nas.
Nah, overall or lyrically?
No. Statistically, globally, it would be Jay. Statistically, globally, in pockets of hoods, it's Nas.
In pockets, but I think more
in pockets of anybody who thinks they're real hip hop, which means a congregation of black people and Latino people and other fucking cultural people with fucking sprinkles of 1, 2, 5, 10 white people that get to sit there quietly as we fucking discuss whether or not the shit is or isn't. In those pockets, Nas overwhelmingly wins every time. Like we set this off in the barbershops in New York City. By majority, Nas wins. But because we get silence.
But you know what? You know who the ones who hate on Jay, and the reason why they hate on Jay. Mainly, they be the old niggas that be like, oh, all he do is talk about the money and this and that. Like, nigga, no, then you not listening. Jay said that a long time ago.
But like, that's the thing that...
And it always leads back to the money. You start with the music, and for whatever reason, you always start with the music, but the JayZ haters talk about everything else. They
Jay always talk.
I'm like, but what that got to do with what...
JayZ, Jadakiss, Biggie... JayZ and Jadakiss, even though Biggie less than those two in this perspective, and then Jada less than that one in this perspective, less than those two in album perspective, and then for Biggie less in the Kiss used to spit lines that would train me as a young man to understand what it is to be a man.
That's funny you said that.
Same as Jay, like when you give that bravado,
Kiss, right?
Kiss.
Yeah.
I
like
you give
Kiss, but
certain
like,
lines.
I know
it's the same thing as niggas
love
being
Kiss,
like Beanie. Niggas with Beanie. Some niggas with Fab. Some niggas with Bangs. Whatever. But the point is, for me, being older than them that say Banks 9 times out of 10, and being younger than you that say maybe somebody else like Cube or fucking Nas, fucking Buckshot was actually your generation's. Before there was a Biggie, JayZ, or Nas, there was a Nas Buckshot conversation with the third one being open, Method Man and several people being potentials, and that as first albums came out became no's.
I'm trying to think now. You got me thinking back, but you're right.
It was Buckshot. I know, nigga, because I was young and I was listening to y'all niggas talk, and I was doing the young nigga shit of being quiet and listening to my elders and absorbing instead of fucking thinking I know everything at 12. But whatever, we live in different times.
A lot of random niggas that didn't last.
A lot.
You know what I mean? Shouts out to like Jay with the Damager and like motherfucking what is? I don't know this number.
OC.
You gotta leave a message.
The point is that Nas was always being pandered to, yo, fam. Like,
the point is, Nas lyrically is better than JayZ, but overall, pound for pound, ball for ball, JayZ got it. You know
if JayZ wasn't pound for pound lyrically nicer than him, he wouldn't have the career that he's had. Because we'd have frisbeed him out of the culture.
Pardon me. Hello?
It's New York shit, though. You know what I mean? You get calls for unknown numbers and mystery goblin shit happens. Goblin bitches.
Yeah. No, I don't carry no game systems. I play all my video games on my phone. I don't got no red DS.
Ha, I think this person just wants to be on camera. Y'all don't be understanding. We be having hood homies that watch but don't watch. They be hilarious. Alright, so see how he referred to it though? It'd be hilarious as New York niggas. That's how we get down. I'm not offended by it. This nigga said his podcast live shit. Nigga, ain't no that nigga on the phone. The nigga K, you see, I knew it. Tell him to shut up and go to sleep for 5 minutes. Let us finish what the fuck we're doing.
Oh, they talking about getting the guy, man.
Oh my god. We don't need that.
He was like, oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta work Yankee though. I gotta work Yankee. I'm chilling, man. I don't know, probably like another hour or so. I'm good. Sun's still up. So I'm chilling. The sun's still up, so you know. I don't know. Just give me a call. Let me know what you're doing. Just give me a call. I'll be here.
Alright, so you did an hour 30. It's good. It's all good. The conversation got conversed about. I'm gonna try to split the shit up into little segments.
Alright, just give me, you break it up now. I don't
because
hello?
tell him hang up on that nigga already. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Alright, nigga, call me, nigga.
Bye, Kay. Bye. Babe!
Oh my god.
Kay was on the phone.
This nigga's on his way.
Kay was on the phone disturbing shit. You can't do nothing. I'm not asking you to do anything. This nigga was on the phone, Kay, so I'm gonna just call you. I love you.
Yeah, man.
Look, we finished it a minute ago, I think.
Yeah.
Jay wins. God damn it.
Oh, yeah.
Over,
That's still best lyrically, though.
Whatever you gotta tell yourself to feel better.
Nah, fuck that. Nah, it's not good.
I tell you this, you bitch ass nigga say
Nas. Jay never spit a song backwards, nigga. He ain't never do that. Fuck song cry.
That's
nigga.
what niggas say
Fuck
in
song cry,
barbershop all the time. He ain't never spit a story backwards. He ain't never spit a story from the perspective of a bullet.
Shootouts, nigga.
From the perspective of a gun.
Yeah, nigga Jay got the fucking mental capacity to put the words together to do a song like that. You know what I mean?
Trash.
He be doing big pimping and shit. Anybody can Jay. Nigga Nas will do 10 big pimpings right now. Right
Trashington.
now, nigga.
Trashington.
Nah, though.
Nas did try to do 100 big pimpins.
Yeah. Shorty, want your thing to get back it up. And you know the thing, and you know you always hey, hold it back. I like that song. Fuck that. That shit had
really bad. And I was a Timberland fan, fam.
You liked it until Jay was like, it's a black girl loves to show the OE for ice.
I've been real all my life.
Niggas confused with conceit.
Yo, listen, you know what we want to, I want to close it out on this. I want to close it out on this. I'm going to spit my favorite JayZ verse of all time, yo.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to spit my favorite. I promise you this will be entertaining. I promise you. You want to know why? Because that's how good JayZ is, yo. And that's how much of a real fan.
I'm just afraid of you spitting it is not going to sound like the greatest JayZ verse of all time.
It's gonna. It's gonna. It's gonna. And what makes my favorite JayZ verse so great is that it always makes people be like, what JayZ verse is
I
that?
know what verse you want to spit.
I already know you know.
Yeah, let me see that. Oh, no, never mind.
They say the good die young in the hood where I'm from. I only got one question to that. Why the fuck am I here? I look to the air and ask God, love me, please. But in reality, the only people that hug me are thieves. Same niggas send shots through my rugby sleeves. They want to slug me and leave. I'm thinking it must be me. Please shed light, the hood's dark. I did my dirt but got a good heart. Shouldn't that count for something? Most of my life I was told I'd amount to nothing. Like my folks, it was stunting my growth. Separated me from the shit I was wanting the most. Came close, pumping them O's, lump in my throat, chest poked out, face was poker. Trying to erase the ghosts and chase the smokers. I got demons on both shoulders, trying to chauffeur my life through the streets. In other words, nigga, my will was weak. Oh my God, son. Fuck, bro. Oh, Jay. Why We Die.
Yeah,
Busta Rhymes Anarchy album.
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes featuring JayZ and DMX. That song was hard. Niggas didn't like that beat. It felt like a bootleg Swiss Beats beat.
That wasn't Swiss?
I don't think so.
I just started like it. I didn't like the early Swiss beats. You know, that's a whole other conversation.
It was like PK beats or some shit.
You know what? I mean, I already appreciated Swizz, but what convinced me
of
Swizz was
y'all niggas was hating.
I watched that battle, that
asses.
Swizz Beats versus Just Blaze shit,
and he bodied him.
Oh my God!
That's
I told you.
You wanna know why?
Because I never liked
that
the
nigga
early
Swizz is
Swizz
from the
beats.
Bronx, nigga.
Yeah.
It don't matter that he went down to Atlanta for high school. That nigga from the Bronx, he went to my junior high school. And that nigga was making fucking tapes back then in junior high school.
But I didn't like that rough
high school
sound.
in Atlanta.
That shit was
fire.
I didn't like it.
That shit was
I
fire.
didn't like. I didn't like none of that shit.
You love fucking.
It was certain songs, it was certain joints, but
you see?
The majority of that shit at that time, I wasn't fucking with. And niggas just looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, nah, that shit sound weird to me. I don't like the sound.
That's why y'all niggas.
He started growing as a producer.
He
started doing different
nigga
shit. He started doing other shit. Like
that's why y'all flung it, because niggas did not like that.
But going back to that battle, I was like, Swiss Beats versus Just Blaze, and I'm just thinking all the Just Blaze joints. I'm like, oh wait, hold up,
he gonna body him,
and then and then
Swiss,
and it was just a setup, yo. He set this nigga up so lovely. He was playing like he started from
New York nigga.
And he was like, he was trying to get used to the turntables. Like,
he made him follow his fucking lead.
And like
he was like, nah,
and Just Blaze do everything first.
He
did the best shit first. He did the best shit first. So it was like, okay. And then he just starts playing some bullshit. Like, oh, I've never even heard that song. You did that. Like, and then Swizz just came with the hits. When we got to the Beyonce set, I was like, forget it. It's over, yo. I was like, it's over. I was like, I forgot about that. I was like, damn, he did that too? I was like, oh my God, yo. I was like, shit. I was like, I was just thinking, I don't know why I fronted on Swizz.
I felt justified when that battle happened.
Shit, yo.
And everybody was, all them years, hating on Swizz, talking shit about Swizz rapping on beats. Like, yo, just let him be. He don't need to rap on beats. But his voice is like, I like his attitude. He needs to do the hooks.
Yeah, exactly.
He needs to do the puff. He's a puff, nigga. He's a puff. New York niggas, nigga, I'm a puff. Yeah, I know how to give y'all niggas fire beats. I know how to give y'all niggas fire hooks.
You wrote all the hooks, man. I was just like, look, I got bars.
You did not know how to write hooks, nigga. You was wild nicer than me. And Broadway. Both of y'all was wild nicer than me. And I was way nicer than y'all were making hooks.
I ain't know how to do that shit. Like, how that shit
Broadway used to fight me on it, though, because he was so much, like, more, like
Broadway just...
Broadway was giving it an effort more than you.
Yeah.
So he looked at me like, nah, you bugging. I got great hooks, too. And I'm like, you do.
Yeah,
but I got better hooks, bitches. Catchy hooks. Hooks.
Yeah.
What is hook supposed to be?
Exactly.
Catchy, nigga.
Yeah.
All right, which is what Nas never had.
Yeah.
Because this nigga he needs to have a nigga like Kanye.
Even if he did have great hooks.
Doing like he did, like Kanye did to Common. Like Kanye did to Common and made him have a classic album with B. He had good albums before then, but he didn't have no B. He didn't have no fucking, oh my God, this album is amazing. Now Kanye will give that to Nas. That album that everybody...
I'm thinking about it now because I'm...
He never had...
I'm going through my mind of Common's discography, and I remember Can I Borrow...
Nas never let nobody else take the reins all the way. He would always be Nas. I'm pretty sure he's finally old enough to realize that that's a dumbass move. And he's gonna fucking let Kanye take the reins on this shit.
He held himself back all the years. That's pretty much the...
That's the cherry on top for us Nas fans. Right now, in this conversation that we've had for 2 hours almost. He held himself back.
He could have been so much
and he could have been so much better. And now Kanye will be able to bring Nas to that level that he brought Common to, which is like, yo, just rap, my nigga. Yeah, with just 7 songs. Because that's the thing that was, you know why?
Like a double
no. You see?
No.
That's the shit that's the shit that I was telling the wife. That I'm like, no. Because you want to know why? Look at how short Common was with B. Like, my nigga, when you do it, that's why he took Pusha from 8 to 7. Because, my nigga, if you doing, like, look, me, I'm different than y'all. I want to be able to do that MIA singing ass shit. I just can't. Because I come from the same stupid ass cloth as all you dumbass rapping ass rap niggas. So I don't know how to do nothing but rap my ass off. Yeah. That's all I know how to do. I try to sing and fucking do melodic shit, but I can't. It's not good. And I fucking just gotta spit. I gotta spit. Yeah. So I gotta make my spitting as good as it possibly can be. But the point is that
you're not lazy with your shit. You're not.
I'm not lazy. I'm not now. I'm not gonna fall back on my laurels. Right. I'm not just gonna pretend like just because I fucking spitting over some real hip hop, the shit is real hip hop. No, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna challenge myself.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna challenge myself.
Y'all can consider me the best now. You can consider me the best later, but watch my grind.
As a real rapper.
You know what I mean? Watch my grind. And you're gonna appreciate it later.
But The point
like,
is,
I ain't appreciated until the second one came out. And that shit came out.
This nigga finally has reached that age where he can fucking let somebody else, like he realizes I need to let somebody else take the reins. And Kanye's going, because if you couldn't get, with all that, no, wait, my bad, I'm going to connect it. With all that, you're a fucking rapping ass rapper, I'm a rapping ass rapper, Nas a rapping ass rapper. He ain't going to do no singing. So my nigga, if you can't get your point across in 7 tracks with all that, I'm rapping. My nigga, you're not gonna. He's not gonna give us that. But the point is, if you can't get it out in all them bars that you're gonna spit, because Nas ain't gonna sing, he's gonna spit for 7 tracks. For 7 tracks.
It must be a track of Nas like here, she. And Kanye like scoop. Scoop here, Shane. Scoop, hey, see?
No, he's not gonna ever do that. Again.
Watch, that's gonna be track 4.
That's not gonna be it. The point is,
they're gonna bring back the detective.
The point is,
they're gonna find Kanye dead with a MAGA hat on. He was like, here, Shane.
He's not gonna fucking. You're a jackass.
I found a letter with Kanye's last words. It said, scoop, boop.
Oh my God. Skippity boop. The point is, my God, the nigga never fucking, and he gonna get it across in 7 tracks. The same way Common got to get it across in 10 tracks, even though it was 11. But the intro don't count.
Pusha 7 is hard too, though.
Pusha 7 is amazing. I didn't think that it was gonna be what it ended up being.
I got that shit like a repeat all. Honestly, like that's all I've been listening to.
Yo, I was coming up the steps. You know what I started doing when I was running out of breath? Fucking that. You know what I started doing? You know what I started doing?
What? That Santa Maria. That Santa Maria shit is hard.
Oh,
I like
Queen
the first
B.
joint.
Queen B.
Oh, Queen B.
Nigga, that's what it's the fucking Lil' Kim shit.
What the?
No, drugs. It's drugs. My bad. Not Queen B. Queen B
is it?
Yeah, it's drugs.
I gotta listen to it.
Drugs. Pull up drugs.
I know drugs. That's my shit. That's probably one of my favorite Lil' Kim songs of all time.
That's the beat for fucking Santeria.
I don't want to play it now because I don't want
That's
the
the
shit
beat
out
for
the stream.
Santeria, nigga. You know too much hip hop.
Ooh. Damn, man. I love it like the lie.
It is.
The ganja.
You realizing it?
Yeah, and the feel, yeah. I don't want to do
play,
touch, yeah.
Play fucking Santeria.
Hold up. I'll even go to my Google.
Mm-hmm. You just said it, so you hear the beat in your head.
I'm thinking this.
Now play his beat. Now, yeah, you're thinking of drugs. That's what I said. Drugs. You just did it.
No, but what song?
Now play Santeria. Pusha T, Santeria. Daytona, there you go. Play Santeria. Right there.
Yeah. Good shit. I usually get you with that.
I
you
know
got
my
me.
shit, nigga.
Yeah, I usually get you with that.
My ear,
but
you used to get me with that.
I usually get that. That's how I
You used
usually.
to. You used to, nigga. The past few years, you gotta give me my props.
No, I just did. No doubt.
No, but I'm saying the past couple, 3 years, 4 years, my ear's been sharp. You trained me, nigga. You trained me. You the one that gave me that ear. Cause that was, you used to school me on that back in fucking Blackout.
You
on
had
Prospect.
it though. You always had it. You was
on
just,
Prospect. You used to fucking, you used to make me fucking, you don't hear that? You don't know? You used to teach me about samples.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I was young. I didn't care about no 70s music. I didn't
It
care
just
about
sounded good. Like
it sounded like greatness to me. I don't know what the fuck came before that.
Yeah, so I always ask you like, you know what the original is?
Yeah, y'all niggas used to do that.
Yeah. You know where that's from?
You, No Morse.
Yeah. You know where that's from?
And
No Morse was good because No Morse had mad old school music.
Sha used to do that a lot.
Yeah, Sha too.
Sha
yeah,
too.
Sha was always old.
Sha, my nigga Sha.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Sha.
Sha just sent me your pictures, son. Like yesterday.
Press pause on that before it comes out of the fucking.
Hold up. That nigga doing
so.
This nigga looking like.
Nas is gonna have a great album.
Like he's selling crack in the 80s.
I mean, he does look like he's selling crack in the 80s.
He got it popping right now.
My nigga.
Or,
yes. That makes me feel fucking great. Always makes me feel good to see us doing good. Makes me feel great, like I said. You know what I mean? Like
we came from a good circle, son.
Yo,
it's
we came
rare
from a
too,
great circle,
because
great circle.
I mean, a few of us fell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it happens,
you know
B.
what I mean?
Niggas is not gonna get
nowhere
unscathed, bro.
Yeah.
Nowhere. You're not gonna fucking get to a good spot without taking some casualties.
You gotta scrape your knees. You need
the
scars.
Yup. And that's what the fuck motherfuckers nowadays be afraid of. Like,
niggas scared to scrape their knees.
Like, yes, niggas scrape their knees. Because they're afraid that the shit's gonna get world star. And it's like, yo, fam, it don't matter if it's world star because shit'll be gone in 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Look at the fucking Barbecue Becky. Barbecue Becky was so happy that Jewish Lawyer took away all the heat. And Jewish Lawyer is already apologizing. And honestly, at this point, Jewish Lawyer is irrelevant. Like, nobody watching right now is even thinking about Jewish Lawyer anymore. Nobody right now is thinking about Jewish Lawyer. Like, he's just going to lay low for like a couple months and be right back. Yeah. And he going to have Trump supporters holding him down. And that's the shit that I be trying to tell niggas not to do. Stop promoting the trash.
Yeah.
Stop promoting them fucking...
Well, the Barbecue Becky shit was good.
Dottie
She
Lauren
deserved
and
that
shit.
Like that, all that heat
oh
she
no,
got,
she's gonna be eternal. Yo, did you
Yeah.
see the T-shirt that Jean posted?
Oh, I want that
Peanuts?
shit.
I wanted too. Damali said she wanted. My wife said she wanted too.
I got Jean shit. I'm thinking Hennessy.
No,
but it's Jean.
Jean.
Yeah.
Jean.
Yeah.
Jean.
Yeah. Shout out to Henry Hennessy though. That's my nigga.
My nigga Henry.
You never met in real life, but you know.
I've
been supporting you since.
That nigga is freakishly tall. He's like almost your height.
Yeah, you've been telling me that. You told me that. Like I didn't
expect that shit.
Yeah,
I thought he was like my height.
Nigga, his merch
is on. His merch is fat at my height and shit.
His merch was fire.
You know what I mean? He like
that fucking Mike Tyson hoodie be getting me mad attention, son. I love that Mike Tyson hoodie.
Yeah, the Tyson one and the fucking
Lambo shit.
The fluff. Oh my shit. Snow on the Bluff. The Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
That one. I fuck with that one wild heavy.
Nah, I got
that was one that I wanted to give him, but whatever.
I got the Tyson joint. Every time I wear it, my son blew me up. He was like, "You wearing that hoodie again, Daddy?" I'm like, "Yes, because this hoodie is fresh."
Word.
I love it. But yeah, yo, shout outs.
Word. Shout out to my nigga Henry Hennessy.
Fuck with his grind. I see what he's doing now.
That nigga, see what he's doing now. You blind, nigga. I seen that shit like 5 years. I seen that shit like 10 years ago.
It's dope.
Cause I was friends with. No, I wasn't friends with him till like about like 6 or 5 years ago or some shit. But I definitely saw it because he was definitely the one. I was like, yo, I seen it with him and Kev was making music. I was like, yo, this nigga right here. This motherfucker right here. Alright, so Nas's new album is probably gonna be fire, fam. Jay's next album,
I think Pusha T shit
is gonna be fire. You think Pusha's gonna be fire, more fire than
Nas? Yeah.
Nah, I mean, you know what? I don't know. You wanna know why? Oh my God, I wish I could fucking think about the Nas album Done track off of Khaled.
That shit was alright.
That was an amazing song. That was an amazing song. That was a great song.
I think for me, it's just
and the single, the lead single off of the last album, what was it?
He sounded good on that shit though. I can't front, but
that
it's like I'm just like okay.
Oh my God, son. Nah, I'm telling you. I think he's gonna end up. You're not thinking about. You know what it is? I'm thinking about it in terms of beat. He gonna end up with a fucking. What was the Testify?
Yeah, Taraji was in the video. Taraji P.
He's gonna get one Kanye classic soul sample, fire ass beat that New York's gonna be playing all summer.
I hope so. in my heart,
I know it. I know it. I know it. I'm telling you, I know it.
I've been having the same feel. I've been now this is me for like how many albums past? Like I've been like, ooh yeah, this nigga just not. He gonna do it this time. He gonna do it this time.
But this is what I'm telling you. Like, you were putting. I wasn't putting fault. You were putting too much. That was the difference between you and me as Nas fans. Yeah. You were putting faith in the build up to it. I was putting excuses to the aftermath of it. I would always be the one defending Nostradamus and I Am and God's Son and even Street's Disciple. And like same thing I used to say about Blueprint 2, I say about Street's Disciple. Like, yo, you could condense it and turn it into a really good album. One album. Instead of a double. But you fucked up. Yeah. That Jesus, that what was it? The Son of Nazareth. Oh my God, yo! That's to this day. That's one of my favorite Nas. That's because I fucked with Eminem's production, though. Yeah, I fucked with it. A lot of people right now try to pretend like it's trash.
Nah, he had no production.
But you know who that is? The white people online that fucking got new ass, white ass opinions. I won't name names. I already know who it be, and I'll be like, nah, fam, you can't try to switch shit up. Like, you could have your own opinion, that's fine, but that doesn't precede everybody's opinions from the years before that established the facts.
Your opinions aren't
like, you can't change the facts. You don't get to change the picture of back in the day. You don't get to come up to Big L's mural or Pun's mural and change the way it looks. That's left to the people that are entrusted to repaint it every year on the year.
Like,
you know what I mean? Tats Crew takes care of
opinions aren't based on
exact facts.
You know
your opinions are based on
our
you.
Opinions are based on facts.
We're the ones that ran the culture back in the day.
We got the receipts.
We're the ones. We got the receipts. We lived this, breathed this. We were the people. We were the radio listeners. We were, like I said, Battle of the Beats. Shit that I tuned into. Yeah. I made sure to. We all made sure to. You know what I mean? We're the ones
Everybody
that spoke the shit into, which was the shit that led to it being believed to be Nas one. Like, nah, we the ones. So you can't change the facts. You can have your opinion.
In Beach Street, nigga.
Can't change facts.
You remember Beach
Can't
Street?
change facts,
you used to go to
fam.
Beach Street in Brooklyn? You fucked with that?
Yeah, no. That was you and fucking the rest of y'all's era.
That was me, though.
I know.
I
was up in fucking Fordham Road. I was over by Fordham Road.
That was to fuck with too. Used to go downstairs. Yeah, I used to fuck with that too.
Love them. They used to have all the fucking
hours in there. I used to have mad.
And then I ended up on 14th Street, which is where we ended up with fucking, what's his name? Amadou blessed us, yo. We had a official. Yeah. My man Hot and me, we had a real New York City mixtape in the fucking spot that was like, we was really, we were New York City niggas that had an official mixtape in the official spot that niggas used to officially get. Amadou fucking corner on 14th Street, everybody knows. Newborn and all these niggas actually got their clout off of doing his shit too. Wild people got clout back in the days off of him. Amadou was doing blessings, yo. Word. That was right after fucking 9/11, nigga. Yeah. That's why we never be the way the rest of the country be. The niggas don't be understanding. Our shit is different in the city. The way the rest of the country gets ran could never be the way that it is here. That's why Barbecue Becky, if she was Jewish Lawyer, couldn't get fried the way that Jewish Lawyer got fried in New York City. You know the way he got fried, right?
They had a fucking...
No, everything. You know everything?
They sent the mariachi bands.
The mariachi band sent it off.
Yeah, and then they had...
At his job.
Yeah.
Then they were sending... Babe, what was the other thing they were sending?
Tacos or some shit?
To the Jewish Lawyer. You told me yesterday.
They were sending like tacos or some shit or like... What?
It was something.
What?
Oh, she don't remember what she did 5 minutes ago. She high.
I know what that be like, sis.
That's a fact. We both high too. That's why I can't remember it myself. Cause I
know they did a wild shit to him though. It was that was great. I love the Becky shit though when they had the barbecue.
The point is,
I love the fact that they fucking electric slid on that shit.
That was Becky. I don't know what happened to Becky. But Becky didn't lose her job. This nigga, listen, he lost First off, they sent the mariachis to his office. Then some other shit got sent to his office. Then they had a salsa fucking party across the street from his crib. Yeah. Then the security guards didn't let him back into his offices. Then the building owner of the offices he rent out kicked him out of his offices. You know that he's about to get kicked. If he didn't already get kicked out of his Upper West Side crib, they kicked him out because everybody over there is tight at him for having the motherfucking
Dutch fucking.
Everybody in his crib is upset at him for bringing that salsa party across the street from his crib because he live in a building. So now everybody in your building's tight at you for being a dick that brought the fucking salsa party across the street from the crib. Like when you white and gentrifying a whole city and trying to take it over peacefully and quietly.
There's like the way white people do. But you might want to think about moving to the Bronx.
And then facts, but they're not getting us. But they're getting us little by little. It's inevitable. It's all inevitable, fam.
You've been by Yankee Stadium.
It's inevitable. That's why when motherfuckers gave me the great idea to like put them on all the cool shit that you can avoid by being in New York City. I'm not doing that blog. Fuck you. Go through it. Get robbed. I don't want you to fucking have a fucking easy to do pass in New York fucking city. Fucking get robbed. Fucking get swindled. Get taken for $5 or $4. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like just deal with it. You know what I mean? You need to understand that. Like to understand life. Like whatever. Anyway,
New York, niggas gonna get you. You're gonna get got one way or another.
So
if it's gonna get robbed at by strong arm.
Yeah, that's why I don't fucking.
If you don't go to the store, they be like, "Oh no, these cigarettes are $20." Or if it's gonna be, you know what I mean? You go to a bar and they be like, "Oh, why are you not from here? These beers is $10 now." You know what I mean? In your trip in New York, if you're not with genuine New Yorker, you're gonna get got, son. You're gonna buy some fucking t-shirts, memorabilia to bring back home. They were like, "Oh no, got you." They gonna get you because you look like it. Your aura is like, yo, you're not from here. Like you don't smell like it.
That's why
I
always laugh at the people
like
online that try to fucking threaten me. But anyway, so what we're gonna do now is close it out because I do believe we're an hour 55, 2 hours again. It's beautiful.
That was 2 hours?
I could tell it's 2 hours because we can easily do 2 hours. This is the shit that we talk every day that they don't even understand how to comprehend all the way. Like we could easily do this for 6-7 hours. The point is,
lucky I wasn't drinking.
The point is,
they've been fighting this shit. They've been like, "No, nigga, shut the fuck up."
Nas is great.
Yes,
he's gonna have a great album with Kanye. Kanye's gonna bring him to a new level. Because he's never got to have the Eric B or DJ Premier in his life. No, he don't want to. It's giving you the option to.
Yeah.
Nas is still great, but he's not better than Jay, bro. It's just a fact. Like niggas just gotta deal with it. Why'd you steal my lighter again?
At least I ain't put it in my pocket. But I'm just waiting for track 3 on that new Nas album. The Nas and Kanye.
That's gonna be shit. I'm telling you, it's gonna be like bound to be.
It's gonna be like, hey,
Nas.
see?
No, it's not. Cause when you make it, now you shitting on Nas. You doing the shit I've done for years to you. You're a fucking fuckface. I hate you for doing that. This is what you came over to do. This is the type of guest you are on my show.
No, I ain't come over to do that.
You and Jess. Y'all niggas act brand new for cameras, nigga. Y'all some brand new for cameras ass niggas.
Looking forward to know that shit, son.
Whatever.
I was kind of hyped for Life is Good.
Whatever, nigga.
Life is Good was okay.
Life is Good was trash. Just don't.
It was going through divorce. It was different emotions. Hello? Yeah.
Fucking K.
Hold on.
No.
Hold on.
K, we're wrapping up. No, we're not. I love you, K. Bye.
Oh, shit.
All right, so we're going to wrap this up. It's been 2 hours. Our thoughts are JayZ wins. The fact is JayZ wins. It's not a debate, fam. You're talking to Nas fans. You can't debate us.
Nas is just
Go to the bathroom. Fuck you. You can't debate Nas fans. You're not going to beat me, bro. I'm a Nas fan. Like, one of my life quotes is a Nas quote, which is really stolen from a great quote. The point is, like, son, you can't beat us at the discussion. And we're telling you, Jay wins. overall, period. 2. Even the battle, I could discuss to you for another 2 hours about how Blueprint 2 beats Ether. Like, you're bugging. You don't understand this shit. We lived through it when it was dropping. Good night, everybody. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Sorry we didn't get no guests on. We'll figure it out. It's only the second episode. It's going to take like another 10 episodes.
With the movie
No,
attached.
shut the fuck up. Don't try to do it when you try to fucking... That's why you don't pay attention. Like, I'm going to just finish it. Bye. Salutations, motherfuckers, in reverse.